Getting started with this week's Bullet Brawl live show. Hope you're here. Hey Danny, is that a monkey on your shirt? Yeah, it is. Hey Danny, is that monkey wearing a weird hat? Yeah, he is. Is that monkey Curious George? No, he's not. How'd that monkey get on your shirt, Danny? He jumped there. How high did he have to jump? About 3 feet off the ground because I'm sitting at a desk. Any other questions? No. Good talk. Let's get this Bullet Brawl started, shall we? Right about now, right? Playing Math Guy MA. If you do not know who Math Guy MA is, then you're just a normal person who doesn't know certain things that you shouldn't know. So don't judge yourself for that. But Math Guy is a friend of the program who, by program I mean Chess.com. He's a friend of the program, a friend of Chess.com, helps us out with some of our statistics and some things that we do to help the site get better and more efficient. Unfortunately, some of the things that he's struggling with right now are the move orders in the Sveshnikov, and as that is apparent here, sorry about that, Nitesh. But anyway, I don't know if he would be okay with me saying what he does for a living, but I'm just going to tell you that he's a really smart guy, okay, and one of our favorite guys here on Chess.com helps us out a lot, pretty much just out of the kindness of his own heart and trying to make the world a better place. So we're going to back up and take a quick look at a couple of these games. I promised Nitesh we'd play here today, and that's what we're doing. So here we go. We have a Sicilian. I think that he's playing a little too fast right now. You know, he's a little nervous, likely, a little nervous to be on the big show, the big dance, right? It's understandable. I get it. My mouse is weird. Do you notice the lack of clicking in today's show? The lack of like creaky crick, like sounded like I was using a mouse from the 70s as if they had computer mice in the 70s. Or, let's go even further, like, somewhere else. He's playing really well this game, by the way. I'm not playing well. So we'll talk about that. Much better overall. Now I'm going to finally strike with b5 because he made the last mistake of taking away the defense of the knight. Nitesh, my boy. Big mistake there, buddy. And that's actually a common tactical strike you should look for in any Maroczy bind. And because Nitesh plays the Maroczy bind, that's a useful thing for him. Excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and mute the sound on my computer as the tweets start to come in. People wanting games on the Bullet Brawl, like, hey, right, pick me. What should I do? I should probably just take here, I think. Yeah, that's a good move. He's trying to undermine the protection of the rook, so I get it. And I think he's going to be successful with that. So I'm gonna actually take on c2 and go for a 2 pieces for the rook scenario. And now I'm still much better, of course, having the 2 pieces for the rook and the dark squared bishop, which is a dominant piece in this kind of position. But he's played much better this game than the first game, and we'll back up and take a peek at it, too, to provide some advice as we're trying to do more and more on all Bullet Brawls, not just because we love Nitesh, but because we did a lot of that on the last show. I think it was received well. People enjoyed the extra bits of advice after every game, and we're gonna rinse and repeat that. So we'll back up and take a peek at this, and I'll give some quick advice. I don't need to even go back and open up the game from the last game, rather just give a quick advice on what happened in the Sveshnikov there. What went wrong for him? He's actually defending this position really well, and now I'm down on time. But the thing is, I do have a increment, so I'm hoping that's good enough. I'm actually serious that I'm a little bit nervous about how my mouse is going to hold up today against some of the stronger players, because this is a brand new mouse. Can I show you on camera? It's a brand new mouse. It came with like these little weights. All of you gamers out there are like, Danny, thanks, welcome to the real world, right? I didn't know that mice came with like different weights because it's like a super speedy mouse designed for awesomeness. But I'm not that awesome. My CPM, my clicks per minute are pretty low. I'm not a gamer. I don't play any video games, but it's like super like sleek and like whatever. So the fact that there's no clicking makes the recording better, but I'm openly nervous about how I'm moving my mouse speed here today. So I'm going to work on that. Let's go ahead and back up and take a quick peek at what happened in that game with Nitesh, because he played really well to start, and this is Maroxy bind that can be useful. Maroxy bind, excuse me, advice that could be useful to everyone. Here we go. We have an accelerated dragon. Oh, wait, no. Yes, we did an accelerated. Okay, so knight to b5 is obviously not a good move, but I don't know how I was supposed to punish that. Maybe I should have been striking with knight f6 and d5. Knight to b5 is just unnecessary, Nitesh. You're not achieving anything specific in this Sicilian. Let's actually back up and give you some quick advice on what happened in the previous game. The previous game when you were black, we had this game here, and you played a Taimanov. You see, I feel like a clunky person moving my mouse today. You played a Taimanov, which was fine, but as soon as you play knight f6 here, you're inviting me to play knight to b5, which should be a transposition into the Sveshnikov in a lot of cases. Bishop to b4 is also a move, but probably not as good of a line. So d6 was fine. This is a direct transposition to the Sveshnikov. But now the critical point of this position is that because d5 is so weak, if you allow both knights to get going on these squares and to head into c7, it's a tactical mess for you. And the only move that you can really play here is a6. a6 is the theoretically important, it's the necessary move, and after knight a3, you should actually follow that up with an immediate b5, threatening to fork the ponies, forcing knight to d5, where forcing either bishop takes f6 or knight to d5 on this move, which both have been played. There's lots of games by all kinds of masters of all levels. You can take a look at it, but the basic balance of the Sveshnikov, of course, is you're going to have positional weaknesses. The kingside structure is going to get messed up, but you have the bishop pair in a lot of cases. You have counterplay. So anyway, it's a very fluid center, so you can you have some flexible position. But again, the critical mistake you made was you played bishop e6, and then here your last chance was to just take it, which is not ideal. But if you play this way, the position is not lost yet for black. Allowing me to play knight to c7, the game was over. So that's the advice on the first game. Second game, we had this accelerated dragon with this unnecessary knight to b5 move. Again, this move is not like when I played knight b5 against you in the Sveshnikov, because there are no weaknesses on d6. There's no real purpose of the knight being on b5. And maybe what I should have done was actually just attacked it and expanded and just used it to gain tempos for a regular Sicilian pawn storm. I don't know. But you adjusted well. You went into this Maroxy bind, which honestly is about as good of a way as possible to making sure that the knight maneuver from b5 to a3 doesn't get immediately punished, because I didn't take advantage of it. In fact, the more I see this, the more I realize I definitely should have just played a6 and just gained time for my queenside attack and really punished your unnecessary knight move. Because getting the Maroxy bind, and here you actually played well. I played some funky moves. Knight there was no good. I don't even know that knight g4 was any good. I'm not exactly sure how I should have approached this position, because with so many minor pieces on the board, white should actually have an advantage, everybody, because when you have more pieces, the space advantage helps you, because you have more squares, right? Space gives you more options, so you want pieces that can use those options and therefore become more powerful and flex their muscles over the black counterpart. So normally in the Maroxy bind, black has actually changed from... normally these knights are traded. Here I don't have that trade, right? So that's strange. So I think you were okay, but it is a good lesson that this tactical shot of b5 that exposes the undefended knight on c3 is something that you missed, because that is a common theme that will repeat in other games. So the fact that you missed it in a bullet game, you can thank that you actually learned something that people miss in real games in a useless, completely ridiculous bullet brawl game where no one really cares what's going on here, right? So you're welcome for that. This is a very common tactic, b5. Exposing the fact that the knight is undefended, immediately attacking the most important point in the center, c4, and with all of my pieces attacking it, you were already in trouble here. I'm just like, I can't control this mouse. I'm like, know what I'm doing. So you were already, like, it wasn't good that you allowed this shot, but of course taking here just made it worse, and then the game was over. So, Nitesh, thank you, Mr. Math Guy MA, for starting off the Bullet Brawl right. We got 1.5 million tweeters. We got, okay. We got Pincher90 from Twitch. We got Nimzo Boy, Arnold Side again. We got MJ12 Trooper. We got Adam Hurwitz again. I'm going to scroll back through the list and find some of the initial people to challenge. Looks like MJ12 Trooper was one of the first here, so let's go with this. I might lose some games today on time if I'm not careful, honestly, because the fact that I don't know how I'm going to handle myself in a time scramble with this mouse. I'm going to do my best. I really need to get. I think potentially it's a better mouse, of course, than what I had, but it's just that it's and in Bullet, I just feel slow. I need to make some adjustments here and add some weights to this mouse. I think that's why they send mice. Maybe I have a big fat hand. Maybe my hands are fat. Can anybody judge? Or do I have fat hands? Right? I'm not a hand model. That's what you're telling me. Thanks. Thanks for the words of encouragement that I'm not a hand model. There goes that second career. I always planned on being a hand model after my career of getting paid to blunder in a chess show was over, right? Because obviously at some point that's going to end. I don't think anyone wants to see a 40-year-old Danny acting like an idiot, making inappropriate sexual jokes while playing blitz chess, right? Let's be honest. I got about 2 years left before I'm over the hill, and people are like, "Get rid of Danny, get rid of Danny." I mean, hell, I tweet that myself all the time. Like, why is this show even popular? I don't know. Anyway, no, all jokes aside, my second career of a hand model, apparently not, because I guess I have fat hands. I have fat hands. I don't know what to say. Maybe I have a fat neck too. I don't know. What do you guys think? Good. Oh man, this is just gonna be delicious. It's gonna be delicious. All right. It's gonna be real, real nice. I'm gonna go get you. I'm gonna get you. Oh, okay. Black one. No checkmate, right? We didn't get that checkmate. Everyone wants that bell to be rung. We're still a few checkmates short of a full bullet brawl here, aren't we? We sure are. All right, we got lots more tweeters coming at us, lots more followers everywhere. I thank everybody for everything you do for the show. Let's do it. Tweeters, thank you for tweeting at me your usernames. Twitchers and Chess TVers too. If you really want to get my attention, Twitter is the best, but we are trying to do a better job of paying attention to the full spectrum here. Because I think about you all the time. I think about you in my sleep. No, it's not weird or anything. Not that kind of dream, all right? You just relax. All right, don't flatter yourself. But I do think about you. Pincher 90, Arnold Side, Nimzo Boy. I think about all you in my sleep. I dream of ways that we can play chess together. Enjoy life together. I'm going to take. I'm not sure it was the best decision, but I'd like to play g4 without knight takes and then e5. It's actually a common structural strike. I'll show it to you afterwards. If you wish to learn something on this Bullet Brawl, I suggest that you pay attention to the analysis after this game because there's some interesting stuff. I'm slipping all over the place with the mouse here today. That is no joke. I am a slipper. I'm a mouse slipper. I am a mouse slipper. Good move by him, actually. He's playing well. He is playing well, but now I'm going to close down his counterplay big time so that I can finally come back to focusing on crushing him with my attack. Crushing town, right? We haven't gotten that desirable checkmate yet. It's all we want to do. All we want to do, yeah, all we ever want to do, yeah, yeah, is to checkmate you. All I want to do, yeah, all I ever want to do, yeah, yeah, is to checkmate you. Everybody's trying to be a millionaire, but every time I play chess with you, I just don't care, 'cause all I want to do, yeah, all I ever want to do, yeah, is to checkmate you. Checkmate you. Demi Lovato, what's wrong with her, right? That seems like a train wreck. No, I'm kidding. But that was a misplayed moment by me for sure. All we want to do, yeah, all we ever want to do, yeah, is to checkmate you. All I want to do, yeah, all I ever want to do, is to checkmate you. Everybody's trying to be a millionaire, but every time I play chess, I just don't care. I just made that up on the spot. It's funny because my kids go around making up lyrics to songs in the house. At a certain point, I was like, why are you guys doing that? You're driving me crazy. And I realized, like, that's all I do all day is just go around making up lyrics, my own lyrics to songs. So I get what I deserve, right? As my kids are teaching me, I get what I deserve. I wanna checkmate you. All I wanna do, yeah, all I ever wanna do, yeah, is to checkmate you. Everybody's trying to be a millionaire. Every time I play chess with you, I just don't care, 'cause all I wanna do, yeah, all I ever wanna do is to checkmate you. There has to be some way to deliver the mate here quickly. Why am I... Where's the mate? He's surviving. I don't even know what to say. He's just surviving. And I'm not going to checkmate him. What is wrong with me? That was frustrating. I know you guys are like, wow, Danny, what a jerk, right? Anyway, Arnold's side, thanks, buddy. What happened there is important for everyone. Let's take a look at the Sicilian you played. We got a lot of Sicilian players. Ideally, by the way, this is probably not your best move order. Talking to you, Arnold. Hey, buddy, right here. Focus. Let's make eye contact. You know, whenever you look at a picture, it looks like they're looking at you. Right here, everybody. Knight c6 is a move order that does allow a bind if I choose to go for it, a Maroczy bind. So FYI, if you don't like that, you need to play the more natural Sicilian move order, which is always knight f6 first, putting pressure here. So I wasn't interested in that. I just played knight to c3, but, you know, it's just a quick pro tip. So what I went for is kind of like a Sozin meets English attack kind of deal. You know, sometimes with the bishop here, you're delaying this development so you can play f4 and f5, a la like Sozin against the Najdorf, and a bishop g5 Najdorf. Obviously, the bishop's on g5. So this was a little bit weird. But as soon as I play f4 and queen f3, queen to c7 was a good move in this sense, and I want everyone to pay attention here. If you care about the Scheveningen pawn structure, okay, if you play any type of Sicilian that has the potential to reach the structure, and if you haven't watched my pawn structure 101 videos, hashtag disrespect, pay attention to this tip. One of the best ways for black to strike against the center and deal with the coming onslaught of a pawn storm is to at some point capture on d4 and then strike with e5. See, the reason why you don't play e5 when there's still a knight on d4 is why? Because I'm going to put that pony on f5, and I love that square, right? Even if you take it, I love getting rid of your bishop. So it's important that, like, let's say if I had played g4 first, look at this tactic he had. Knight takes, d4 takes, and then e5, exclamaviach, boomtown. Forks the pawn and bishop, so it forces me to ruin my structure, and in this case, it's actually maybe really good because it opens up the bishop on g4. So this structural moment right here is one that separates like master level understanding of this pawn structure versus like beginner level understanding of this pawn structure, which is anticipating where you want your pieces, not just in the current position, but in all the different ways the position can change. Okay, a lot of you may get to the point now where you know how to develop and you know like your openings, your plan, you're like 1700, but you maybe don't know where you want your pieces ideally. What are all the different ways this position can evolve, right? These are questions I'm asking you that you should be asking yourself. Hashtag you're welcome. One of the things you should know about this structure is that taking on d4 and striking with e5 is a really good idea. It's so nice that I look for ways to make it work even before my queen's on c7, like just sack the pawn, right? It's important for black to stop the pawn storm this way. So in this game, sorry, I got a lot of things going on today. It's a lot of things going on here today. Stuff going on with my mom. You guys don't care too much about what's going on with me. I'm not worried about it, but now I'm going to put away the phone. Don't worry, you're my priority. Not that I have kids and a wife or anything. So anyway, this point here was a critical moment. Did I reset the structure? I think I did. I anticipated that, so I took on c6, even though I may not always want to like fix this structure or get the queen there, right? But I took on c6 so that I could launch the pawn storm without any worries about how the structure is going to change in the center. All right? That right there was probably worth like a lot of lesson time for you and a full diamond membership, because that's basically one of the key points I taught in the Pawn Structure 101 series. So there you go. That's a really important tip. And if you're playing any Sicilian, that's it. That's where games are misplayed. That's where games get out of control. Okay. Anyway, so now once I got e5, I think the position is going to be so much worse for black in terms of the race that he should probably play knight e4. I know that this is like double pawns and maybe he's a little worried about it, but I don't see a clear way I gang up on the pawn. I think that he has a better chance of being successful with the pawn storm with a slightly more open center. And he also took away one of my key attackers, which was the knight. So I think he should have gone for that. He didn't. What did he do? What did he do? He played knight e8, and yeah, and then I just castled and I closed up his attack, and I was able to relocate my knight to d4, because as soon as the structure changes, I'm instantly thinking about putting a pony on that square. Pony goes there. We love that. What he needed to do for sure was to play b4, by the way. That was like, I know I have c4, and tactically it seems to work for me, but you have to never let your pawn storm get rigid. You have to let it be fluid. You have to go with the flow. Everybody do the monkey. Everybody lift up their shirt and do that wave thing from Wayne's World. All right, come on, everybody do it together. We're in a bullet brawl. You know, can you imagine the collective consciousness if we were all doing that together? Right? Okay, weird. Okay, good talk. Don't put your shirt down. Put your shirt down. But you want to go with the flow. Okay, remove the pebbles from the river. Let the water flow. Let the chi flow. You don't want your structure to be stuck if you're relying on that structure to create counterplay against a king. What happened to him? Guess what? Structure got stuck. Hashtag awkward. And now my attack starts to just roll through, even though I don't know if I played that well later on. But okay, that's how I won that game. Next song. We got so many different people here. Stojanovic, Shy, Lively 82, Hard 13, Heavy. Hard and Heavy 13. That sounds like an unlucky number, right? Math joke. Math joke. Appreciate that. No, is that a math? No, it's more of a superstition joke, right? Superstition joke? Something like that. We got all kinds of regulars here. All right, I'm gonna accept Thryfex because he's been here for a while waiting. I don't even think he's on Twitter. I want to prove the members wrong. I don't only accept people on Twitter. You know what I mean? Thryfex, dude, you're up, homie. Are you waiting for me to play that second game so you can get me to Bullet Simul? Okay, until they fix multi-switch in our new awesome version of the site, I am not playing a Bullet Simul anymore because I choose life. Okay, I choose life. I'm pro-life on that matter, okay? Pro-life on that issue, believe it or not. And right now with this new mouse, I got to make some... I'm literally about to switch back to my old mouse if I get a title player here. Because I feel either that or it has to be 1-1. I need some kind of increment because I'm Sloppy Sally today. Sloppy Joe. I could take or play knight to b5 and go after d6. If I take, I better rely on my attack winning. I think knight to b5 seems like the more disciplined approach here. Maybe just pick up a pawn, right? Don't always have to win by checkmate. Although we still haven't checkmated anybody, despite my awesome Demi Lovato song, right? My remix. All I wanna do, yeah, all I ever wanna do, yeah, is to checkmate you. Look at me lift one eyebrow at a time, yeah, yeah, I wanna checkmate you. I'm lifting one eyebrow at a time, and you really don't care, but it rhymes now. All I wanna do, yeah, all I ever wanna do, yeah, is to checkmate you. I'm lifting one eyebrow at a time. Doesn't make sense, but hey, it rhymes. All I wanna do, yeah, all I ever wanna do, yeah, is to checkmate you. Yeah. I wish I could sing. Obviously, you guys can tell that American Idol made a huge mistake voting me off, right? Right? American Idol made a huge mistake. Thryfex, what went wrong for you, buddy? I've been giving everybody so much education, I feel like I have to do it now, right? This was an accelerated dragon, which was fine. Rook to b8's probably not the best move early, because often you're not sure yet. Do you want the c file for the rook or a Chinese dragon putting the rook on the b file? I think I think rook b8 might be okay. Wait, did I actually play g4 here before castle's long? If I did, you should have played d5. Faux show, bofa show. A born Bostonian. You definitely got to strike with d5 if the position is open enough. Although maybe I have g5 there. Huh. I don't know, but dynamically you need to do something a little more aggressively than rook b8, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and spend a ton of time on it. That's my point. Robert 0905. He wins the first funny comment that made me laugh of the day. He's like, pick me next. I'll let you checkmate me. Probably because he wants me to stop singing, but that's hilarious. Robert 0905, I will pick you next because that was funny. He's going to let me checkmate him, everybody. What can I say? I'm a sucker for ringing that bell, and I know you are too. Well, you know, it was just a dragon gone wrong. E5 is not good in the dragon because you're always creating this positional weakness on D6. Why is that, Thryfix, you ask? I'll feed you, baby bird. The reason is that you can't ever rely on the d-pawn having sufficient defense if you fianchetto the bishop. And that's what you do in a Dragon Sicilian. You fianchetto the dark square bishop. So this should never be on the top of your list. It closes the bishop. It weakens the d6 pawn. Hashtag awkward. Not something I want to see you do again. Don't ever do that again. See how I just lectured him? All right, Robert0905, you win, buddy. He says he'll let me checkmate him, but he's kind of full of it because he's actually really good and he could easily flag me. Of all the players I've played so far today, this guy could definitely. Oh, he played a blunder, and I didn't play for it. I should have played 95. Now I'll give this check. We want to induce c6, everybody, so that we can get an attack. That's the idea. That's the old idea here. Oop, that would have been a checkmate. But he gave me a funny comment anyway, so even if he beats me, he gets our vote for the next game, right? For sure. He gets our vote for the next game. I can actually play d5 now, despite the fact that it opens up the discovery. And that was a mouse. See what happened? That was a mouse slip. And now I'm going to lose the rook. That was a mouse slip. No unnecessary complaining. That really was a mouse slip, legitimately. I'm really. I know you guys are thinking I've won a lot of games on time so far, but I'm still really nervous about this. Do I have to trade queens now? I guess I do. So that was also not good. Robert0905 is going to beat me. That's what's going to happen. He's going to beat me. Oh, he blundered. I can't play fast enough here. Oh. Come on, sing it with me. All we want to do, yeah, all we ever want to do, yeah, is to checkmate you. Look at that, we did it. Robert0905, you won with a funny comment, but you didn't win the war. You won the battle, you didn't win the war. I got lucky. I seriously got lucky. How you let me beat you down the exchange in that endgame? Okay, this was a blunder out of the opening. I thought he was going to play c6 because it's the only legal move to play there. Knight to e5 is just winning on the spot here. But okay, I didn't realize he was going to do that, so I had already pre-moved. I was taking his rating into consideration. And okay, then I'm still a little bit better in this middle game, but really he played better than me. He outplayed me. This was fine, but I meant to play here, and then somehow in that process, like it like put the rook back on a1 and moved this rook. So this is what I meant to do, and this is what I thought we were headed toward. But okay, good game, an equal French. I'm very nervous about any potential title player matchup today. It's got to be 1-1, or I'm not going to accept it. I already see there's some title players here wanting games, which I appreciate, but okay. All right, let's go with YOLO Swaggins because it sounds a little bit like Bilbo Baggins, and we all know I'm a fan of Star Wars. So, let's do this thing, YOLO. YOLO. I'm thinking about opening up a frozen yogurt shop when I retire from Chess.com. It's going to be called Fro-YOLO. Frozen yogurt, because you only live once, also low in calories. Fro-YOLO. It has so many meanings, right? Fro-YOLO. How is that not a successful business plan? Wait, what just happened there? That was a glitch. I'm sacrificing the broadcast right now to make sure. I'm sacrificing my game right now to make sure the. I hate how V3 does that. It just like readjusted the screen. I did nothing to the browser there, Matt. Just readjust. So I'll readjust right after this game, everybody. I care about the broadcast, but I don't care enough to sacrifice my rating points. All right, that's the truth. So sorry you can't see the full board. You're only missing a little bit of the H file. Stop complaining. Really irritating what just happened there, but nothing I can do about it. I'm going to have to retake the screen capture or something. But that's not going to work. It just adjusted it all wrong. I have no idea how that happened. All right. We will figure this out in a minute. Let's win this game first, shall we? Against YOLO Swaggins. All right. All right, everybody. Let's... I have no other games open, Matt. That's not what happened. So not the same bug. There's nothing else open. Sorry, can't confirm that. All right, we're going to recapture the screen. Make it a little bit better for everybody. Because you know what? I know you all want something. All right, here we go. Everyone is going to get what they want, which is a successful Bullet Brawl show. All right. It's that easy sometimes. It's that easy. All right, we got more games to play, and everybody's back online. Nobody's complaining. Here we go. We got a lot more people here. You guys, Hunk Golden, Adam Hurwitz before, Robert 905. I'm not accepting a private chat with you when I'm in the middle of a show, guys. Don't even try it. All right, here we go. We got Mr. Underwear. That seems weird. Oh, that's so weird. It just did it again. Fix it. All right. Things seem to be going okay here. Really strange what's going on here, everybody. All right, he's blundering knight g4, but I'm blundering on the clock, so we're gonna have to keep this thing snazzy, right? Keep this thing quick and snappy is our best way to win this one here. The queen's hanging, isn't it? It's an accident. I think he was thinking about sliding his queen to h4 and forgot that the queen was under attack after the f-file became open, right? Happens to the best of them. Pre-moving. How many multiple pre-moves can we do in a row, anticipating that he'll take back, and that we're just going to win with this straightforward pre-move? Look at that. That was pretty slick, wasn't it? Pretty slick, I think. Wait, how do I win quickly? Second checkmate of the day. All right. We ring the bell again. There we go. Mr. Nim64 from Twitch says, how was your day in a song? How was your day? I don't even get it. Am I supposed to sing that right now? I don't know what's going on with that. All right, here we go. Let's take on Zebra Lag, longtime watcher, and he's played a few times too. Welcome back to the big show, Zebra Lag. Welcome back to the party. Aha. Okay. The A3 line, the infamous A3 line. As Roman would say, a bad enough opening to land you time in a Siberian prison. I don't know if you've ever been to a Siberian prison. Probably not, because they don't get out much. Like they don't normally get out of a Siberian prison. So asking that question to somebody in regular society is like, hey man, when was the last time you got out of a Siberian prison? It's not a natural topic of conversation. But the A3 line, the A3 gambit against the Sicilian, you end up spending more time jumping from one bad gambit to another than you would if you just learn the main lines. But everyone playing bad gambits is justifying not learning the main lines. Like, God, it's just so much theory. And all those people always tend to be obsessed with opening study. just FYI, not even trying to pick on zebra lag here, but just pointing out that like mindset. Usually, everybody playing bad openings out there. I'm talking to all of you who are playing like openings that you think you're like tricking people into and stuff. Usually, not only are you worse out of most of your openings, but convincing yourself that you won because of your opening, you're justifying the bad choice because in your repertoire because you don't have time to study opening theory, and you probably care more about the openings and study more openings than other people. So my advice: learn main lines. That's just like a general Danny's overly critical tip of the day. That should be a hashtag. Danny's overcritical tip of the day. We got a lot of other people. We got Warm Machine. Warm Machine, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. I'm still kind of irritated by that browser resetting. Matt, I think it was, I don't know what it is, but it's just, the browser just reformatted itself when I started a new game because it was keeping my last game open. I think that's the key to replicate it. Like, I was starting a new game, and it was keeping my game with whoever, with YOLO Baggins, I think it was. It was keeping that game open rather than replacing the game board with the new game board. And so because it was keeping it open as an observed game, it created this space where the new boards are. So I know you guys are like, what is Danny doing when he talks about this? Who is Matt, and how does this even happen? But actually makes a lot of sense. One of the things we're doing all the time is making this website better for you, right? Did you know that? And right now, with so many awesome changes we've made to the front end that are going to allow us to really bump out new features and all kinds of stuff you're all going to be happy with. Little things like that happen when you change the way everything is formatted on the site. Things like that happen. So, Matt, I'm almost positive that that's the way to replicate the bug. Whatever they changed with the code there, when I started a new game, it didn't just replace the board. And so since it automatically created the observation board, it changed my browser. It changed the way it was captured. And which obviously for most user cases, it wouldn't be a big deal. But for the user case of capturing a certain area of your screen, when you're doing a show, it's kind of a big deal, right? Ruins it. But still, I think the bug is a simple bug. The bug is that somehow, sometimes, when you start a new game, it's not just replacing the game board, it's opening it up as a new observation board. So you see, guys, I can multitask and play chess, not just with crazy banter. I can also multitask and develop product at the same time. You know what I mean? I love it. I develop product. That's what I actually do for Chess.com. This is just a perk that I get to come on here and act like an idiot. All right. Here we go. We got lots more games. Chris, War Machine, thank you for playing. We got Sweningen. Welcome to the show, buddy. Matt, give me a confirmation that you understood the way I described what I think is probably happening in the bug, and you can maybe relay it. That was the process that happened. Maybe with the Chess Brawls, since you said it happened to Eric Hansen too, maybe what they were doing was they opened a new observation board, and that's also what changed the format. I don't know, but that's what's going on. All right, here we go. Ooh, we got a Night Orf. He wants to take a draw. You know what I say? Nay. Nay to your draw, good sir. I'm gonna play the way that Magnus played. Oh, not going to pre-move that and blunder. Queen to d2 on move 12. I know what you're thinking. Like, this is a little bit weird, right? Why is he leaving my knight over here? I'm leaving your knight on g4 because I just don't care. I just don't care about that knight, all right? I don't want your knight. I don't want your life, Billy Bob. I do want to open your king side, all right? I don't want your life. I want to checkmate your king. I'm going to open your king side. Thank you. I don't want your life. How is this not just going to become magical here? How is this not just going to be delicious? Looks like it's. Watch this, guys. Watch this. If he finds, look at this. If he had found knight to g6, I would have taken with the queen. Everybody's hanging, but he can't take it because it's pinned. So it was like forced checkmate no matter what. How sweet is that? Knight g6 is like the only move to delay checkmate besides giving some useless check. And I'll just play king here. That's pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. That's my favorite game of the day. And just for that, Sweningen, for losing in my favorite way of the day, you get a gold membership. Danny just went Oprah. You get a gold membership, and you get a gold membership. Sweningen, Matt Lodge, will you take care of that real quick? Just go upgrade his account to a 1 month gold membership just for losing to me on a Bullet Brawl. It's like Christmas around here. All right, here we go. We got Jay Chararito or whatever that is. I recognize you from Twitter. Welcome. I recognize you from Twitter. Wouldn't it be creepy if I said I recognize you from that cafe down the street, right? And you're like, what? Now, that would be funny. Let's take a pawn. Pre-moving? Pre-move? No. Would you like a pre-move? Oh, right. I'm going to take it. Protect it right here. Back up the bishop, right? I'm going to go get the d6 pawn. Oh, wait. I can't take it. Because he might maybe on the h-file. Very sneaky of you. Very snazzy and sneaky of you. Not enough, though. Not quite enough for me to blunder away the game. Unfortunately for you. Not quite enough there. Because I saw it coming. Boom. Simplification killed the cat. Opening up files, taking queens with check also helped in that process of killing the cat. Check him. Always check, it might be mate. Always check, it might be mate. Pre-move it out. Pre-move it out. Don't shout, just pre-move it out. Pre-move it out. Pre-move it out. Pre-move it out. Pre-move into mate. Nope, he doesn't want it. Watch this. I'm still going to force him into that mate. Boom. And everybody's happy. All right. All right. I see you. Oh, Uni challenged me to 1-1. All right, you get yourself the first title player challenge because he's watching the show. He's listening. He might still beat me. I'm not saying that 1-1 is enough to overcome the dysfunction that I'm dealing with the mouse, but I think it makes it a little bit more of a fair fight for me to have 1-1 here. I think it makes a little bit more for a fair fight. So, plus I think 1-1 is higher quality chess. I think we all agree about that anyway. We actually focus a little bit more on the moves we're making, a little bit less on just beating our opponent on time. I'm not sure that was the best way to go about that, but I did it. It's over. It's too late. I gave up the bishop pair, not happily, but I did it to defend my d-pawn. Back up? I don't know. I don't like the way I'm playing this game. Maybe I'm thinking too much about this whole mouse thing. I know he's doing that, but he's got nothing. Back that thing up. My knight on e8 is guarding it, right? Now let's undermine some stuff. Let's undermine some stuff so we can go win some pawns. I do like that idea. What? Wait, I can't just take and take everything? Seems like I should be able to just gobble up some pawns here. I saw that idea, but I think you forgot I had 2 attackers on that guy. Okay, let's just continue to play some solid moves here. We are up a piece, and it is a 1-1 game. So title players get a best of 5, and here we go. Game 1 to Danny in this best of 5. Game 1 to Papa Bear. I feel like he and I have been here before. Aha, he plays a little bit of a different line this time. We'll see how well he knows this theory. We shall see. Oop. I don't think that's the best way to do it. We'll see which way he wants it. Now I'm going to play c4 and knight out, and I get a Maroczy blind structure, which happens in a lot of these lines anyway, but with this weakening of g6, I don't think this is the best way for him to play. I think this is a much better line for white, because I have threats of queen h6 in a ton of positions. I just need to make sure I don't blunder g4 and hang the queen, right? I'm going to play g4 now. I even have knight f5 check coming, by the way. Knight f5 takes. Gosh, that looks good, but I'm not even going to do it. I'm just going to go forward in a strategical fashion. What is going on here? How am I not just taking, checking, queen h6, right? Doesn't this just feel good, everybody? Doesn't this feel right? It just feels right. Okay, what am I doing here? Let's take our time. Huh. Okay, takes, move the knight. Takes g5 and then knight f5 check. That's one way to do it too, but I don't see anything concrete in either one of those. I'm just going to take it and open up the d5 square, actually. I think opening up the d5 square for a pony might become useful here at some point. We'll see if I'm right. I'm not sure that was best, but I'm trying to actually focus on some quality moves here. I know that's not really your thing, is Danny focusing. I like it, though. I like it. Now I'm going to go for this. Yeah, he's playing what I thought was kind of his best approach, but my idea was to sack. And then, wait, should I play here first? Play here first, actually. Now take it, and then give check. This feels like I'm on the road to victory here. I had eyes on this idea with g5, by the way. That was part of the idea of bringing the knight to d5, is to remove protection of the f6 square. So I'm going to take some pawns, and then I'm going to attack here. And then I'm going to go in here, which is just going to win on the next move with knight h5. Knight h6 is going to be mate and bake. I think it's just over. Check. And you can ring my bell, ring my bell. I feel like if I had a graphic where like somebody, like I just press it and someone pops on the screen every time I win that way, it just says, you can ring his bell. That'd be funny. All right. So we're 2-0. Let's keep playing quality chess here, Dan. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate the advice. You're welcome, Dan. You can ring my bell. Ring my bell. Do. You can ring. Ooh. Oh, right. All right, let's take it and then play d5. If he. Ooh, wait, he goes there. Can I play knight d5? Just simplify everything? I think I can. There's no queen sack. There is only a big trade, and then me achieving a similar tactic that I did against Natesh in the first game of the day. If you've been here the whole time, then you have gotten probably one of the most educational Bullet Brawls ever, right? Go ahead, tell people in the chat how excited you've been to be here. Tell them, don't be shy. We're all in this together. Tell them we even did the wave belly thing together. We did the wave belly thing. We did the wave belly thing. Probably I could have played d5, FYI, but I didn't. So now I'm still better, with the isolated c-pawn being a major issue for white on the open file. However, am I much better? I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Again, d5 was a possibility because there was a double pin. True that. Double true. Double pin. One man, two pins. Only 17 ways to win the isolated c-pawn. Will he find the best approach to save the woman he loves? One man, one b-file. If he plays a4, I'm going to grab the b-file and put a piece on b4. His pieces are all tied down. Not fun for white. Not fun for white, but he is defending. Takes. Let's go back and double attack it again. I think I might actually be able to. Oh, he's just going to let me take? All right, let's do it. Right. One man. He finally wins the c-pawn, but will it be enough to win the queen and pawn ending? To save the woman he loves. Destiny would not be denied. Create weaknesses on the dark squares. This is the best way to ensure long-term perpetual check chances. Don't blunder your pawn. Play a4. Very good move by my opponent, actually. It's exactly where he needed to put his queen. Patience, young Padawan. Who are you still talking to, Danny? Nobody knows. We're going to get queen b3. That's going to be his problem. That's going to ensure advancement. I'm being very careful with my mouse slip, with my avoiding of a mouse slip here. One chance to check, trade queens, and win the title player battle. We expected a resignation. We shall bang the gong. That's it. That's it. That's it. You can ring, but we got another player on the Bullet Brawl. Says UA, says UA. Doop doop ba da ba do. I don't know why I'm still humming that song. I don't know. Cackle. Kick him. Kick him. No. Push him. Push d5. Get d5. Get d5. d5, I have a 4-on-3 advantage on the queen side. My extra pawn will decide the story in this game. You can mark my words. I'm going to put the knight on f5 and then maybe relocate the queen to go after g7. If I can get... Ooh. Now, we'll keep the knight. Maybe grab the e-file if we're lucky. Oh, be careful. Don't, maybe go after c7, huh? Now that the bishop developed to f4 with no challenger. No challenger, says he. Do. Boo. I actually gained a few rating points on today's Bullet Brawl. When does that ever happen, right? Normally I play a whole bunch of low-rated players, don't get rewarded for it. Eventually play a title player, right? Lose some rating points along the way. All right, let's now find a way to simplify pieces. We have traded. No, we have won the exchange, so now we should look to simplify. I can get away with bishop d3 because if he takes e1, I can take with the knight. He doesn't win the bishop. We'll see if he tries that. Okay, he goes for the f2 check. That makes sense, but not enough sense for me to be super worried about it. I thought he might take it, but I had king f1, and then after he takes back, queen e2 would have forked the knight and bishop. I wanted him to fall for that. I feel like I'm seeing tactics well today for some reason. Sometimes that happens. You know what it was? It was the coffee. I actually had some coffee. No kidding. Caffeine does not help anyone, although it does make things better, right? I can enjoy the Bullet Brawl with you. It's just caffeine makes it better. That's all I'm saying. And on that note, we're actually going to bring the Bullet Brawl to a close a few minutes early. So I'm going to play a couple more games. We started a few minutes early, so we're about an hour in already right now. But okay. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. We have a few more. Lots of tweeters. Lots of tweeters upset. They're like, once again, I tweeted at you, and once again, we didn't play. I get it. I'm trying to find everybody. Trying to find you. Let's go here. Flow for ALG. That sounds like you're running some sort of non-profit for a form of, muscular dystrophy or something. ALG, or isn't that a... No, I don't know. But it sounds like you're doing something. We're flowing together today on the show. We did talk about that. We talked about being in the flow. All right. Which, if you were running a nonprofit for that, that would be a very noble and mighty cause, and I would salute you. If you're not, that doesn't mean you're a bad person either. Okay, I mean, there's literally no way for me to make this sound good at this point, so I'm just kind of committed, kind of pot committed to sounding like an idiot. You know when you say something and then you're just pot committed that from here on out you will now sound like an idiot, right? You're pot committed. I'm pot committed to sounding like an idiot on that one. Bring the knight to e3. That is a square begging for a knight. Knights are the only pieces that thrive in blockade situations. They thrive. Other pieces, like, they go there on their way to other squares. Sometimes they get stuck there because their parents were tired of them and sent them to a boarding school, But knights thrive at boarding school. They thrive on that blockaded square. They like it, yeah? Put the rook on a b-file right here. Now let's bring the knight to a new blockading square, maybe d4, so it can head to c6. Oh, is he checkmating me? That might not be a good thing for me, actually. Huh. How to prevent this? Let's just play a really slow and awkward move that we don't want to play. Might actually be the best case scenario, just to play a slow and awkward move that we don't want to play. Sometimes you got to do these things. I'm actually punching back the lions now, and he's still just going to be worse positionally. My knight guarded everything, and maybe not the best for me to not anticipate this plan, but, you know. All right, well, one more game. Who will be the lucky person to send us off? Who will it be? We've already played Sweningen, and you got a gold membership out of it, buddy. Don't be greedy. Declining some other people. We played Dark Knight on a previous show. Played Check Me Out on a previous show. Pincher90, I love you. I know you got at us from Twitch, but I'm declining you because I played you on last show. Looking for somebody who I haven't played on a show before, at least to my knowledge. Let's go with Mighty Dog. Mighty Dog. Hi, buddy. How you doing? I don't think we've ever had the pleasure. I don't pre-move that capture, by the way, because I think it's actually great for white to take. It's because it's like an insurance policy for bullet game. If they take it and go for tricks, you don't lose any time because you can pre-move that and still make another move, and it won't make that move unless the person took it, right? Pre-move capture is always a smart decision in bullet. Saves a little time. If they don't capture, then your pre-move didn't go to waste. This kind of thing. Taking. Ooh, yeah, we'll just take this way. We will get 2 pieces for the rook. Now we're going to bring our pieces to the c file and hopefully drive that knight away so that our attack can continue. We're going to play b5 and b4. He understands that, and he's not thrilled about it, but he didn't understand that I anticipated his move so that I could then take on c2. He did see that, though, but probably would have been better to take. I mean, I'm not checkmating you right away. And that dark square bishop is kind of a monster. Attack the queen. Just open up a file. Open files toward the enemy king. Never went wrong. All right. Game over. Mighty Dog, thank you for being the last customer of the day. Thank all of you for being here. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, everybody. All right. Enough love. We out.